Hi, my name is Daniel Miller, and I'm going to give a quick tutorial on how motivation therapy works. First off, what is motivation therapy? It's a web application that provides a to-do list with machine learning capabilities. Um, so how do we do this? First, let's get started. On the very first page, you see goals. Goals do a couple of things. First off, when you click on a goal, it generates productivity projections for the next 2 weeks. So let's unclick all of these. And then I'm going to click one, workout. Now, if I look at my productivity chart, my workout, I've only worked out 1 day this week, and that's already saved. And because of that, it wants me to work out 6 more hours this week, but much later in the week. If I go back and click all my other goals, you can see it generates productivity projections for the rest of the 2-week period. This ends up being 42 hours I'll work on my startup, which is this application. For 12 hours I work on chores. 21 hours I work on making money part-time. For 6 hours I work on my morning routine. And for 6 hours I work on working out. So that's the first thing that goals do. The second thing that goals do when you click on them is they generate tasks. So if you see, if I have no goals selected and I look at the next day, I don't have any tasks. But when I do select some goals, it generates tasks. Now I only have one task that's generated after the current time, which is 6:30 p.m. And that's chores at 7:30 p.m. But if I had more tasks after the time of day that it was, they would be generated that day. For example, tomorrow I have a ton of tasks that are generated, and those are what I'm going to work on tomorrow. Okay, so the third thing that you can do on the goals page is you can create a new goal. For example, if I want to learn Chinese, and I want to do that every day at 2 o'clock. I'm going to write that down. Let's say I want to do that Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. I'm going to hit submit, and it creates a goal. And now I can add Chinese, and hit next. And it's after 2 p.m. today, so it's not going to generate a goal for that today. But if I look at it tomorrow, you can see I've learned Chinese, or Learn Chinese at 2 p.m. has been created as one of my tasks for tomorrow. Okay. Now, once tasks are generated, you can check them off. And you do that by simply clicking on them. By checking off a task, the algorithm learns when you are doing things and when you are not doing things, and it can update itself based on whether or not you're getting work done. So if you are getting work done, the algorithm will make your tasks slightly harder. If you're not getting work done, it'll make your tasks slightly easier. So let's look what happens if I were to check off all of these tasks. You look at my productivity for Friday, and everything is done. However, if I were to only do, let's say, 1 of my 3 hours of startup time, and then I look at my productivity chart, and only 1/3 of that day is filled in. Okay, the last thing we're going to talk about is the productivity chart. The productivity chart gives you an overview of how you are doing for a 2-week period. At certain points, the productivity chart might highlight some of the goals that you're working on. This highlight indicates that you can update your schedule because the algorithm has enough information to create a more detailed projection on how likely you are to get work done. And you do that just by clicking on one of these highlighted goals. It should take about 2 weeks before a projection happens, a new projection update happens, but sometimes at the beginning of the app, or at the beginning of inserting data, it'll give you projections a little bit quicker. Okay, that's it. I hope this was an informative tutorial on how motivational therapy works. Please email me if you have any questions.